Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Star Wars Vault. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for new Star Wars content every week. Hey guys, I wanted to make a fun little fan fiction for today that would explore what I think would happen if Mace Windu trained Anakin Skywalker instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This was a suggestion from the community, and I thought this would be cool to entertain in our minds and throw some theories out there. So if we look at how we start in this alternate timeline, jumping back to the middle of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, makes the most sense. Everyone knows that it was Qui-Gon Jinn who found the boy known as Anakin on Tatooine when he decided to free him and take the former slave to the Jedi Council. He wished to train the boy in the Jedi arts since he believed him to be the chosen one. Now, just like in the original timeline, one very key Jedi was in attendance of this prompted meeting, Master Windu, the second highest ranked Jedi Master only behind Grand Master Yoda. Windu asked Master Qui-Gon, "You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?" Windu has a moment of confusion followed by realization. This 9-year-old found in the Outer Rim has the highest midichlorian count ever recorded and has been brought to the Council. After testing his abilities to see if he is what Uncle Owen would refer to as showing, Master Windu is most impressed yet realizes there is much fear in the young kid. When the Council votes no to Qui-Gon's request, we look to see almost the same sequence of events as the original story, where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan face Darth Maul on Naboo. Qui-Gon is slain by the ruthless Sith apprentice, and Kenobi gets his vengeance soon after, defeating Maul. Now it looks like a different path will occur when Obi-Wan is granted Jedi Knight by Yoda, but Yoda makes an alteration to Qui-Gon's dying wish. Because Obi-Wan was ever so recently a Padawan, it is in the Council's best interest to designate Anakin's training to a much more experienced, seasoned, and accomplished Jedi Master. Someone who had the age gap that would be more appropriate to mimic as the boy's father figure instead of an older brother. Also, it's worth mentioning that this particular Jedi is not your cookie-cutter Jedi. No offense to Obi-Wan, but at least as a young Jedi, he was very much a stickler. Anakin Skywalker, your master will be Mace Windu, the Jedi that, if Anakin did not exist, would probably be viewed as the chosen one himself. He was very much a standout early on, becoming the most skilled young Jedi of his time. Not many could match his level of power and swiftness, so if we forward 10 years later to Attack of the Clones, Anakin at age 19 has now been trained for a decade under Master Windu. If you're wondering about his lightsaber, it was a hard choice for Anakin, but ultimately, just like he chose blue after his master Kenobi in canon, he chooses purple as his kyber crystal to honor his master in this story. His fighting style is much like Mace's, much aggression and offensive maneuvering in his lightsaber form 7. Throughout the lead up to the Clone Wars, Anakin meets his first crush Padme as an adult and is tasked with keeping her safe, since we know this was always a scheme set up by Palpatine. Mace Windu along with Obi-Wan discover Count Dooku is the one responsible for Padme's assassination attempts, and we see a similar battle of Geonosis where Yoda gathers the clones to aid the Jedi. Jango Fett, the DNA donor for the clone army, is killed when trying to fight both Mace and Anakin. Unfortunately for Jango, this wouldn't have gone any better than his original demise. Once the Republic gains control, Dooku is fleeing back to his ship, and Mace Windu, along with Anakin, chase him down. This part is really interesting because Count Dooku would actually be pressed in this situation. Instead of outmatching Obi-Wan, who was a defensive practitioner of Form 3, he would be dueling the overly offensive Form 7 by arguably the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy. Not to mention having to fend off his incredibly talented Padawan. As we know, it's inherent in Anakin to be unbalanced, which would give Dooku an opening to stun him with Force lightning. The new Sith Lord would use his ability to finesse and twirl his saber strikes at Windu to create room and set up his escape, not even daring to use Force lightning on him, since we know what Mace is capable of in that situation. Dooku wasn't sure if he could defeat Mace one-on-one, so he takes his opportunity to get in his ship so he can reconvene with his master Sidious as the Clone Wars officially starts. Throughout the 3 years of the Clone Wars, Master Windu and Anakin Skywalker, now a Jedi Knight, embark on many missions together to win more systems in the Republic's favor. They are as successful as you would imagine. Both Jedi are arrogant, yet very powerful and competent, rarely losing battles for the Republic. These two would crash land into the Invisible Hand to rescue the Chancellor at the beginning of Episode 3. Once again, it will be Anakin and Mace taking on Count Dooku instead of Obi-Wan. As we remember, Master Kenobi was thrown around and quickly knocked out by the Count. This would not be the case for Mace, and while Dooku realizes that he cannot shake the veteran Jedi, he tries to escape the room until Anakin traps him and forces a surrender. Dooku initially raises his hands up until he tries to force push both Jedi, to which they anticipate and quickly slash Dooku as his body falls lifeless. This time Anakin feels no doubt in his aggression, as his own master would suggest he was too dangerous to be kept alive. Palpatine felt uneasy about this. It's not how he would have wanted Anakin to kill Dooku. He wanted him to murder him in cold blood. Instead, it was merely an act of defense alongside his master. This no doubt is a key moment because it allows Anakin to trust Mace more than he could have with Obi-Wan. He can actually relate to Mace as well as learn how to control his emotions when engaging in lightsaber combat. They crash land the remaining half of the ship in their successful mission of rescuing the Chancellor. Although old Palps was bothered by how everything went, not sure if he can truly turn Anakin like he had planned. Master Windu and his former Padawan chop it up and share some laughs as Mace tells young Skywalker to bask in his glory of being the poster boy, citing that he will only take half of the credit. This is where Anakin has glowing talks with politicians such as Bail Organa, followed by reuniting with his now wife, Padme Amidala. She tells him that she is pregnant with his child. He's shocked, yet he's happier than he has ever been. He goes to sleep and has those nightmares of Padme dying in childbirth. Palpatine is working his dark magic overtime to do his best at luring Anakin over to the dark side. When Anakin begins to worry and fear for his family, he turns to none other than Master Windu for consultation. He told Mace about his marriage to Padme in confidence before, who asked of Anakin to never hide his struggles from him. He wanted his apprentice to trust him, and would even keep certain things secret from the Jedi Council that could have expelled Skywalker from the Order. This now included the knowledge of Anakin's expected child. Mace told Anakin not to worry and that he would deal with the Council when the time was right. So instead of going to Master Yoda like he did in the canon timeline, he goes straight to Mace and gets a much better result. Mace had trained him personally for 13 years. He cared about Anakin. And it's also nice for the Chosen One to have a master who had so much power and say in the Jedi Council. These events really hurt Palpatine's chances of turning Anakin. The maniacal Sith Lord understood this. He could sense it. He needs to do something to try and break the trust between Anakin and his master, or at least the Jedi as a whole. While Mace had been a great father figure toward Anakin, Palpatine also had an impactful influence as well. We can't forget that even in this alternate timeline, that the goal for Palpatine was very much the same here in turning Anakin to the dark side. Instead of killing his would-be rival and facing the possible consequences around that through the Force, Sidious felt he must seduce the Chosen One to ultimately strengthen the power of the Sith. So throughout the years, he has been planting the seeds in Anakin's mind how the Jedi are self-serving and don't really preach what they say. Just like in Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine alerts the young Jedi Knight of his personal appointment to the Jedi Council. Anakin was honored and grateful for the Chancellor's move, although quickly realizes that the Council would never accept this. A devious plot by Sidious to try and drive a wedge between Skywalker and the Jedi. When standing in front of the Council, Yoda informs Anakin that this disturbing move by Chancellor Palpatine will not sway what they believe is right. Instead of Mace Windu telling him, it is actually Master Yoda who says, "On this council you will be, but granting you the rank of Master, we will not." This angers Anakin. He replies, But how? How can I be on the council and not be a Master? The Jedi Council is made up of the most prestigious Jedi Masters in the Order, always has been. How could you do this to me? This is insulting, it's outrageous, and it's unfair. Take a seat, my young apprentice, Mace Windu says. Anakin looks at his master, partly confused, but he obliged. Yes, my master, please forgive me. After the meeting commences, Anakin goes to Mace for explanation. He's very frustrated and voices that this move has never been done in the history of the Jedi, so why now? Mace tells him, Anakin, you've been a great apprentice. You have accomplished so much as a young Jedi Knight, but the Council does not want you on the Council. They only decided to have you on to spy the Chancellor. Do you believe I should be a Jedi Master, Mace? Anakin asks. Very soon, I do, but not right now. I'm sorry, Skywalker. Just remember that you're only 22 years old, and I sense that you're conflicted. What is it? Anakin voices, It's those nightmares, Master. I'm afraid I will lose Padme. They won't go away. I know I can't tell the Council about this. They will only think less of me. I understand, Mace says. The Jedi can be harsh at times when dealing with the undeniable attachments that we individuals are bound to have. Just know that you have me to come to. But be careful, my old Padawan. Don't allow yourself to wallow in these emotions and fears. It can lead to dangerous things. Now, I am not fully in favor of the spying of the Chancellor. I know he is a friend of yours. But something doesn't seem right, Anakin. You must feel it. Make sure you keep an eye on him, and you tell me if there's anything that seems suspicious. Yes, Master, Anakin calmly replies. Shortly after, Anakin is called by the Chancellor to sit with him at the opera. He begins to gaslight the idea of how the Jedi don't trust him and how the Sith and the Jedi are similar in almost every way, including their thirst for higher power. Anakin maintains that the Jedi are selfless while the Sith are passion-based. However, he does agree with Palpatine that his trust in the Council has been shaken. The Chancellor goes on to tell the young Jedi about a Sith legend involving Darth Plagueis and his ability to create life, almost hinting at the mystery that is Anakin's own birth. He then claims that Plagueis could keep those he cared for from dying. This was eye-opening for Anakin, who asks how one learns of this power. Palpatine turns slowly with a sinister look and says, Not from a Jedi. We now jump to the next Council meeting, which befuddles Anakin once again as the Council votes on fellow Master Obi-Wan Kenobi to lead the campaign against General Grievous on Utapau. The Jedi Masters cite a Jedi with more experience is needed. Afterwards, Master Windu speaks with Anakin again, telling him he knows it is embarrassing for him to sit through that, even saying it is beneath him for all that he was able to accomplish for the Jedi and the Republic during the Clone Wars. Mace tells him, Get some rest, young Skywalker. Come back to the briefing room tomorrow and I will give you the report on Kenobi's mission. For now, go home to your family. I'll cover your duties here at the temple. Anakin goes to Padme's apartment, expressing that he feels lost, that he doesn't know who to trust. Padme reassures him, Anakin, the Jedi trust you with their lives. What about Master Windu? He's been like a father to you. He has, and is. He's the only one that listens to me. Why? Why? Why do the other Jedi treat me like a pawn? It's insufferable. Padme calms her husband down. She tells him it's okay to be frustrated, but she knows one thing. His master is the one he needs to lean on. They go to bed, and Anakin is again having nightmares of Padme's demise. He tosses and turns, barely getting any sleep. The next day arises, and he meets Mace Windu at the briefing room. Windu tells him, It's official. Obi-Wan has engaged General Grievous. Bring this report to the Chancellor, Anakin. His response will give us a clue to his intentions. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you, Master, Anakin answers. And so he is off to the Chancellor's office to provide this update, to which Palpatine swiftly moves on his plan and ultimately reveals to Anakin that he is the Sith Lord in hiding. The Chosen One ignites his purple lightsaber, saying, You're the Sith Lord. Palpatine replies, Are you going to kill me? I would certainly like to, says Anakin. After being consumed with rage for a minute, he disengages and states he will turn him over to the Jedi Council. Palpatine smiles. You're right, you should. But are you sure of their intentions? All I know is your intentions, and that's enough for me, Anakin answers. Palpatine warns him once more of his wife in danger. This triggers Anakin as he flies back to the temple. He runs to his master to tell him the terrible truth he has learned of. Master, I can't believe it. Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. A Sith Lord? Yes, the one we've been looking for. He knows the Force. He trains in the dark side. Mace is trembling. Our fears have been realized. Come, we must act quickly in order to save the Jedi and the Republic. You're bringing me with you, Master? Anakin asks. Yes, old friend. You're the most powerful Jedi I know. Did you forget that the prophecy spoke of you? Aren't you the chosen one? I don't understand, Master. Listen to me, Anakin. I know you have frustrations with the Order. I can feel it. And I know that Palpatine has tried to twist your mind with the nightmares you've been having. It's sick and it's made me uneasy. That's why I need you to follow my lead. I trust you, son, but I need you to trust me if we are to do this. Anakin nodded. He now realized what he must do. On their shuttle way to the Chancellor, Anakin asks, Master, what am I to do about my visions? I can't lose Padme. She's everything to me. Mace replies, I understand your concern, Anakin. Let me just say that anything you need with help in that matter, I will give you access to after we destroy the Sith. This is our chance. He will try to turn you against me. Don't allow him to prey on your emotions. The two powerful Jedi show up and walk into Palpatine's office. Immediately, they both ignite their purple lightsabers. You are under arrest, Chancellor, Mace yells. Anakin, I'm defenseless. Don't you see the Jedi are trying to take over? Palpatine shouts. No, don't you even try your antics. I know who you are. I know what you are. And I will destroy you for good. Sidious grins. It's treason, then, he utters as he pulls out his red lightsaber, jumping across the room with the Sith scream and engages Windu and Skywalker. A glorious battle occurs between the three as Palpatine continuously shocks Anakin with Force lightning to put pressure on Mace 1v1. Sidious tells Mace, So, you think you have gained loyalty from Skywalker? So be it. You both will die, and I will rule the galaxy. The Jedi will be extinct, and the Sith will control the power forever. Master Windu replies, Not yet, as he force pushes Sidious out of their parry, right into the purple blade of his apprentice Anakin, who pierces the Dark Lord from his middle spine through his chest and his heart. Palpatine drops to his knees, only able to rattle out guttural noises. Anakin and Mace look at each other and nod. They cross their purple lightsabers at Sidious's neck and swiftly decapitate the Sith, much like Count Dooku was terminated in the original timeline. It is done, Mace tells Anakin. The Sith will never return. I couldn't have done it without you, Skywalker. Thank you for trusting me. There is no doubt now that you are indeed the chosen one. Thank you, Master. I am grateful that you trusted me. I know it must not have been easy. The other Jedi Masters saw me in a different light, I believe. Well, they will see you as how I see you now, the greatest Jedi out of all of us. Congratulations, my former Padawan. I hereby grant you the rank of Jedi Master. Anakin smiles. Thank you, Master. I am ecstatic, but what about Padme? Mace replies, Now that you are a Master, you can access any Jedi archive that you wish. I will be there as well to see what I can find to help you. But now that the Sith is gone, I'm not sure you'll be having those nightmares anyway. The two take a long walk back to the temple to have some relaxed, fun, and comical banter as they celebrate the death of the Sith. Mace tells the Order after the war officially ends about Anakin's family, citing that he is the chosen one and should not be banished. He has done everything the Jedi Order could ask of, and is in fact indebted to him. Anakin eventually goes on to have twins named Luke and Leia, of course. Padme is in good health, and the family go to Naboo to be away from everything for a while. Anakin plans to come back to Coruscant in a couple years to have his son and daughter trained in the Jedi Temple. Yoda steps down from his Grand Master rank, and along with the other council members, appoint Master Windu to Grand Master for his brave efforts in defeating Sidious alongside Anakin. The empire that almost could have been never sees the light of day. Oh, and last thing, where's Obi-Wan, you might ask? Well, apparently now he spends his winter vacations on Mustafar, where he gets some extra warmth laying out on a beach chair on the high ground. Yes, a happy ending for all indeed. But I think we'll have to wrap it up there, my friends. What do you think of my fanfiction of Mace Windu training Anakin Skywalker? Did you like some of the direction that this story went? Was it entertaining for you? Do you think any of the events would have been different? Let me know what you thought of this fanfiction in the comments. Don't forget to force push the like button if you enjoyed this video. You can follow my social media by clicking the links in the description. That's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you this weekend. So until then, fellow Jedi Knights, may the Force be with you.